Go.
Leading off and playing center field, number 5, Braylon Skinner. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 4, Braylon Marine. Batting third and playing second base, number 11, Bobby Lade. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 27, Braden Blackford. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 31, Tanner Smith. Batting sixth and playing third base.
Mic check 1 2. Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Mic check. Hopefully this works. 1 2 3 4 5. Mic check, mic check. Hello, hello, hello. Testing 1 2 3 4. Mic check, mic check. And here's a home run. Hope you can hear me. Mic check. Hello. Way back, way back.
On the mound for the High Wheelers, number 20, right-handed pitcher Cameron Rapetti. And the High Wheelers coaches are manager Billy Horton, bench coach Gary Davenport, and pitching coach Jerome Williams. And now, folks, we ask everyone to rise if able, remove your hats, and join us in the playing of the national anthem.
And back with you here at Dobbins Stadium. It is the Rocky Mountain Vibes and the Yolo High Wheelers. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and hopefully on Flow Sports as the Rocky Mountain Vibes come in for an 8-game series. Rocky Mountain a record of 19 and 20, and this is what their lineup looks like under manager Les Lancaster. Leading it off for Rocky Mountain and playing in center field this afternoon is Brett Carson. Batting second, and at shortstop, Josh Day. Hitting third, and at right field, Stephen Rivas. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, Dane Tofland. Batting fifth, and at second base, Ernie Yank. Hitting sixth and doing the catching, Austin Schunard. The left fielder, batting seventh, is Stephen Wilmer. In the eighth slot, the designated hitter is Mason Sykes, and rounding out the lineup at third base and batting ninth is Eddie McCabe. On the mound this afternoon for Rocky Mountain is the left-hander in Josh Day. The right-hander, Christian Day, beg your pardon. Christian Day. Josh Day, I just mentioned, he's the shortstop. Christian Day is his brother. He's the right-hander, and he does the pitching. Again for Rocky Mountain and manager Les Lancaster, it's Carson, Josh Day, and Rivas, Tofland, Yake, and Schunard, Wilmer, Sykes, McCabe, and the righty Christian Day on the mound. We'll get to the YOLO lineup when they come to bat. So Rocky Mountain, I mentioned a record of 19 and 20. YOLO comes in at 18 and 21. And on the mound for the Yolo High Wheelers, about to make the first pitch of the game, is the right-hander in Cameron Rapetti. So we are set to go. 97 degrees here on this Tuesday late afternoon from Yolo County as Rapetti is out of the lineup in the first pitch of the game. He is swung on a missed strike one. No balls and one strike to count. And we are underway at 4:36 this afternoon. So the count is a no balls and a strike, and Rapetti right back, and Carson swings and misses strike two. And the count very quickly at no balls and 2 strikes to the game's first batter in Brett Carson, facing the Cypress, California product and Cameron Rapetti, who delivers, and a breaking ball. Strike 3 call, outside corner. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And Carson is out to open the ball game. So just like that, 1 down here this afternoon.
The shortstop, number 5, Josh Day.
And now that'll bring up the shortstop in Josh Day to face Cameron Rapetti, who delivers, and Day takes outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Rapetti, 2 wins and 1 loss. ERA is at 5.11. Makes his 8th start this year, 10th appearance overall as he deals, and that's low for a ball. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike to Josh Day. So mentioned Josh Day and Christian Day both in the lineup today. As the pitch up and in the corner, called a strike. So inside corner called strike 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Rapetti working quickly, and the pitch, big swing and miss. And that's strike 2. And the count's now at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Day. Rapetti mentions from Orange County, grew up there, grew up in Cypress. As the pitch swinging a high fly ball toward right. Smith back, and Tanner Smith makes the catch up against the wall, not far from the 310-foot sign. So Josh Day is retired, so that'll be the second out. That is the second out here in the top half of the second inning, and top half of the first inning. And now here is Steven Rivas, who digs in, and Rapetti right back home, and Rivas is swinging a miss, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike to Rivas. So Rivas had a home run in this series back in May, and he takes strike 2 quickly on the inside corner. So very quickly, the count is at no balls and 2 strikes to Rivas facing Rapetti. 3-quarter windup in the 0-2, and a breaking ball low and in, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Rapetti was the first starting pitcher ever in the history of the High Wheelers. That was, of course, opening night back on May 21st against Rocky Mountain as he deals. And Rivas a swing and a miss, pitch in the dirt, strike 3. The catcher Mendoza up with a baseball, whips it over to Braden Blackford at first. And that completes the strikeout, which goes 2-3. So the catcher Mendoza to the first baseman Blackford, and Rapetti a very quick first inning. By the way, Rivas coming into tonight 347 with 13 homers, which is a team high. And he has a team best 60 runs batted in. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left after half an inning this afternoon. It is Rocky Mountain nothing and Yolo coming up on YouTube Live.
Beautiful hotel in Woodland. Luxbus America is the transportation provider of the Yolo High Wheelers. If you need safe, reliable transportation for a large group, give Luxbus America a call. Thank you to our official ticketing partner, The Venue. Don't forget to visit our concession stand, brought to you by Woodstock Pizza, bringing you the ultimate pizza experience along with other ballpark favorites.
Just do a testing for
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check, hello, hello. Mic check, hello. Test 1, 2, 1, 2.
We're good on Verge.
On the mound this afternoon for the Rocky Mountain Vibes is the right-hander Christian Day as we go to the bottom of the first inning, no score. Day, 6'2", 200 pounds. He is 25 years old out of Natchez, Mississippi. The record for Day this season is at it's funny, I always look for one player here, and I cannot find Day's record. As the first pitch on the way to Braylon Skinner leading off, and that's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Day right back, and that's fouled to the backstop, strike two. And the count's now at no balls and 2 strikes. 2 wins, 3 losses for Day, 7.79 ERA, 10th appearance, and his 6th start. Doesn't matter what happens, no matter the one player you're looking for, you see a list of 20 names, and it's the one guy you can't find, but yet he's right there. The windup in the 1-1, and that's strike 2 called on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Yolo lineup under manager Billy Horton. Yolo a record of 18-21. Braylon Skinner leads it off in center field. Braylon Marine bats second. He plays shortstop. Bobby Leday bats third. He's at second base. The 1-2 pitch up and away, 2-2. Braden Blackford, he bats cleanup at first base. Hitting fifth and in right field, Tanner Smith. The newcomer is Alex Epp. He plays third base and bats sixth. Justin Kirby's in left field batting seventh. The DH batting eighth is Mason Minzy, and Angel Mendoza rounds out the lineup, and he is slotted ninth. Again, he does the catching. Cameron Rapetti, the right-hander, on the mound. The next pitch is outside 3-2, and now the pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And out is Braylon Skinner to open the Yolo portion of the first. Skinner entering play 325 with 3 homers and 26 runs batted in. So Skinner is retired, 1 down. So both leadoff batters end up, obviously referencing both teams here, striking out to open their respective half of the first. Now it's Braylon Marine who takes a big swing and a pop-up foul, 0-1 right side. Nothing, bottom of the first, Yolo and Rocky Mountain. Marine, the team's leading hitter at 386, 6 homers, 40 RBIs. The windup by Day on the 0-1 pitch, and that's outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Braylon Marine been on quite a tear. I guess you could say that all year. The 1-1 pitch taken for a strike on the inside corner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Marine. 8 RBIs over his last 2 games. The windup in the 1-2. Swing and a foul at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nothing, bottom of the first. Yolo and Oakland. Or Yolo, so used to playing Oakland. Yolo and Rocky Mountain. We play Oakland just about every night, it seems. But Yolo and Rocky Mountain. So 1 ball and 2 strikes at count. But Marine mentioned 8 RBIs over his last 2 games. He had 3 RBIs Sunday, and then he had 5 on Saturday. Marine still has that streak. He's reached base safely in 25 straight games as the 1-2 pitch is taken outside for a ball. And the count's at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nothing, bottom of the first. Yolo and Rocky Mountain. Outfield plays deep and straight away for Marine. But yep, 25 straight games. Of course, a large chunk of that streak was that in the midst of it, he had a 16-game hitting streak. The windup by Day in the 2-2 when Marine swings, and he flies this one high and foul right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So again, the Yellow lineup, it's Skinner, Marine, and Leday. Blackford, Smith, and Epp. Kirby, Minzy, Mendoza, and the righty Rapetti on the hill. The 2-2. Marine swings, ground ball towards short. To his left. Josh Day spins around, and his throw is offline. It's over toward the home plate side of first base. The ball stays in play. Hits off the facing of the dugout. And that'll be a base hit for Braylon Marine. Yeah, Josh Day had to spin around and make that throw. And you factor Marine's speed. Probably would have been a close play at first. And the throw was well offline up along the home plate side at first. So Marine will get credit for an infield single. Now 26 straight games in which he has reached base. So here is Bobby Leday, who swings and drives this one deep toward right center field. And this ball is going to get past the right fielder, Rivas. The runner, Marine, had to hold up or maybe didn't get a good read on that ball. Marine and Leday almost crossed paths at second base. That would not have been a good thing. So Marine, I don't even think he saw that ball fall until he reached second base. Billy Horton, the third base coach and manager, hands on his hips for a while, and I think is talking to Marine about that play. However, Marine does get to third, give Leday a double to right center. So it's second and third. Eventually the right fielder, Rivas, got to that ball. So it's second and third with one out, no score, and Braden Blackford comes up to face Christian Day. Infield back and the pitch, and that's grounded to first. That'll get a run in. Up with the ball, the first baseman Tofland, and he will flip the ball to the pitcher, Christian Day, covering. Nice job by Braden Blackford. 3-1 on the play at first. Marine scores to make it 1-0 Yolo. Leday goes to third base, so Blackford coming in at .324 with 7 homers and 27 runs batted in. Now has 28 runs batted in. And now it's Tanner Smith who digs in, and he drives one foul. Right side, strike one. No balls and a strike. Tanner, 272, 2 homers, 19 RBIs. 1-0 Yolo. The windup and the pitch, and Smith takes from Day, low ball 1. And the count's a 1 ball and 1 strike. Smith on Sunday in Oakland was 0 for 5, struck out 3 times. A modest hitting streak of 5 games was snapped as he looks outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. He had 9 hits and 20 at-bats during the 5-game hitting streak, so at .450 during that clip. But again, 0 for 5 a few days ago. The windup with the 2-1, and that swung on a missed, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Today's home plate umpire is Alan Walker. Let me correct that. Alan Walker is the home plate umpire. So he calls balls and strikes. Bill Shortridge, the crew chief, the umpire at first. And the umpire around at third is Grant Myers. The windup with a 2-2. Swinging a high chopper back at first. It's gloved by Tofland. Underhand toss to the pitcher, Christian Day, covering. And Smith is out. So back-to-back plays that go 3-1 to end the first. But a run for Yolo. So 1 run. There were 2 hits. No errors and a runner left. After an inning, it is 1-0 Yolo leading Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Believe it or not, these bikes were the speed machines of the late 1800s. The penny farthing gets its name from the British penny and farthing coins because of its big front wheel and much smaller back wheel, just like the big penny and tiny farthing. It was designed this way to make the ride smoother and faster. Racing high wheelers was one of the most popular sports in America prior to the rise of baseball. Speaking of baseball, let's give Rachel a big round of applause and let's get back to the ball game. How's the speed? So fast. A little faster.
No, it's clear. That's the 90. Is this the instrumental version, Danielle? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, okay.
Batting fourth.
On we go to the top half of the second inning. Yolo 1 and Rocky Mountain nothing. And Dane Tofland will lead it off for the Rocky Mountain Vibes. So it'll be Tofland, Yake, and Chouinard for 5-6 to face Cameron Rapetti, who's out of the windup, and the pitch to Tofland. And the Alberta Canada product, takes a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Tofflin, 333. He's got some power, 10 homers, 36 RBIs as Rapetti misses outside, ball one. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike to Tofflin. Rapetti working quickly, the 1-1. And Tofflin swings on a high chopper deep in the hole at short to his right. Marine. Long throw across. Good stretch by Blackford, who somehow stays on the bag. And Tofflin is out. Great play on both ends. Marine went deep into the hole. He had to go far to his right and then had to throw across his body. And Blackford, just his third start at first base this year, had to stretch toward the right field side of the bag. And Tofflin is out, 1 down. Well, Tofflin, not likely the fastest guy out there. It's no disrespect to him, but usually your big first baseman isn't the fastest guy in the world. And they end up getting him. So 1 down, and now Ernie Yake digs in. And Rapetti's pitch is outside, ball one. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. And Tofflin, 6'4", 230 pounds. So not the fleetest of foot. The 1-0 foul to the backstop, strike one to Yake. 1 ball and 1 strike for Yake. 346, no home runs, 19 RBIs, and he swings. And this one foul left side, strike one. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-0 Yolo. Here in the bottom half of the, or the top half of the second inning, with Schunard wetting on deck. The kick in the 1-2, and Yake takes outside, strike 3 called, outside corner. So he departs, and Yake called out on strikes. Third strikeout for Rapetti, who has set down the first 5 vibes to face him this afternoon. And now Austin Schunard will come up, a guy who was with Grand Junction earlier in the year, and now is with the Rocky Mountain Club. So Schunard bats at 158, no homers, 5 RBIs, and the first pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Rapetti out of the windup, and Schunard swing and miss at a slider, strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes the count from Cameron Rapetti. 4-2 seam fastball, cutter, curveball, changeup. Rapetti once again heads the rotation in this series, as he's done all year. As the expression goes, the Tuesday starter, the top of the rotation starter, misses outside, ball one to Schunard. 1 ball, 2 strikes with Stephen Wilmer on deck. The kick and the pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 called. Schunard knew a good pitch right there. Knee buckler, and Schunard is called out on strikes. So Rapetti, 4 strikeouts to his first 6 batters today. Nothing across onto the bottom half of the second inning. 1-0 Yolo over Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and Flow Sports.
Willie Mays is held to a single, but dominates a 5-3 National League win in the All-Star game. He also walks, steals 2 bases, scores twice, and bats in a pair run, along with making a great catch. It is also Stan Musial's 24th All-Star appearance, a record. In 1968, pitching dominates the All-Star game. Willie Mays, playing in place of the injured Pete Rose, tallies an unearned run in the first inning against American League starter Luis Tiant to complete the scoring for the day. In 1988, Chris Spear hits for the cycle, and Ernest Riles hits the 10,000th home run in San Francisco to a 21-2 rout of the St. Louis Cardinals. The 21 runs are a San Francisco record. And in 1988 also, Nolan Ryan wins his 100th game as a Houston Astro as they beat the Mets 6-3. He becomes the 7th pitcher in Major League history to win 100 games for 2 different clubs. Ryan won 138 games for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in the 1970s.
Moving along to the bottom half of the second inning, 1-0 Yolo. So this series, you're going to have all sorts of game times and situations. This is game one of an 8-game series. So that means we have 2 doubleheaders, which means tomorrow will be a 2 o'clock doubleheader. And then Friday, a 2 o'clock doubleheader. Alex Epp, the newcomer, one of the newcomers, leads it off. And first pitch from Christian Day, and Epp in his first ever Yolo at bat as he wears number 18, pops it up foul. Left side, strike 1-0-1. Doesn't matter what number he's wearing. It's his first at bat with Yolo. He happens to be number 18. The windup in the 0-1, and Epp swings and swats another one foul left side, 0-2. So what do we know about Alex Epp? Well, other than the fact that I met him briefly before the game, not a whole lot, but tell you more in a moment. The kick of the 0-2, and Epp takes up and away, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Epp, this is his 3rd partner league this year. A couple of games with Lincoln in the American Association. And then 15 games with Lake Erie in the Frontier League. Swings and grounds one towards second to his left. Yake up with a baseball, and he'll throw to Tofflin at first. And Epp, capital EPP, is out. 1 down. Bottom of the second inning. It is 1-0 in favor of Yolo. And now Justin Kirby bats. So Epp played 5 years at the NCAA Division II level at William Jewell University in Liberty, Missouri. And then Yolo has also signed a catcher-first baseman combo by the name of Eddie Neiman. Now the first pitch on the way to Kirby, inside ball 1, 1-0. Neiman not in the lineup tonight. Neiman was in the Frontier League this year with the traveling team, the Empire State Grays. The 1-0 to Kirby, and that's a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. So Eddie Neiman out of St. Leo University in Florida, greater Tampa area. The windup in the 1-1 pitch, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kirby as Christian Day's 1-2, and Kirby takes high ball 2. And the count's now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kirby. 284, 6 homers, 21 RBIs as he swings there and lifts one high and softly to left field. Wilmer in the sun in a few steps, and the left fielder, Stephen Wilmer, reaches up to make the catch. 2 out. Bottom of the second inning. Yolo 1, Rocky Mountain nothing. And now it's Mason Minzy who comes up. Minzy, the DH today, 286. No homer, 6 RBIs. So because of the fact Yolo has 3 catchers, manager Billy Horton has a little more flexibility to use one of his catchers as the DH. As the pitch from Day to Minzy is inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. So those are the 2 players who were signed today. Alex Epp, who's a shortstop third base combo, and then mentioned Eddie Neiman, the catcher first baseman. Minzy swings and he pops one up foul left side, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-0 Yolo leading Rocky Mountain, bottom of the second. The reciprocal moves, first baseman Alejandro Figueiredo placed on the injured list due to an ankle issue. Hurt his ankle legging out a double a few days ago at Oakland. The windup in the 1-1, and Minzy swings and misses, strike 2. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes with a 1-0 High Wheelers lead over the Vibes. Bottom of the second. As the kick in the 1-2 pitch, and that's lifted high and foul left side. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count with a 1-0 Yolo advantage. So you're probably thinking, all right, well, that's 27 players. Sort of a 2-for-1, 27 players. I thought the active roster has to be at 26. Because there are a couple of double headers this week, Pioneer League rules state that each team can add an extra player. The windup in the 1-2. Ground ball toward first. Diving stop to his right by Tofflin, and throws from his knees to the pitcher, Christian Day, covering. Nice play there by Tofflin. Good hustle by the pitcher, Christian Day. And Minzy is out 3-1. Nothing across. We go to the third inning. 1-0 Yolo leads Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On to the third inning. A run, 2 hits, no errors for Yolo. Nothing across for Rocky Mountain. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening and watching the Yolo High Wheelers, whether it be YouTube Live or Flow Sports. Stephen Wilmer leads it off when Cameron Rapetti delivers, and the first pitch is inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom third of the Rocky Mountain order. It's Wilmer, Sykes, and McCabe. They'll wind up in the 1-0 pitch, and that is inside, ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to count to Wilmer. Petty deals, and Wilmer is swinging a miss. High fastball, strike 1, 2-1. 344 for Wilmer. He has 4 home runs. He has 30 RBIs. Rapetti out of the windup in the 2-1, and Wilmer a late swing and a foul to plate, strike 2. And the count's of 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wilmer. Petty again working quickly. The 2-2 pitch, and Wilmer swings and misses. Fastball down to in, strike 3. And he is out. 5th strikeout for Rapetti. So 5 of the first 7 batters he has struck out. He sit down 7 straight to open his night. And now Mason Sykes, who hit his first pro home run here back in May. Only has 1 homer since. 303 for the University of Toledo product, 2 homers. And he has 17 runs batted in. 1-0 Yolo, top of the third. The kick and the pitch. And Sykes looks up at in, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes from Cameron Rapetti, who worked here last Tuesday against Oakland. The windup in the 1-0. And Sykes takes a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that was here on July 2nd. That was an 8-5 Oakland win, where the Ballers scored 4 in the top of the 9th. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rapetti in that game, 5 1/3 innings. Allowed 7 hits, 4 runs all earned. Walked 4, struck out 3. Did allow a homer, a couple of wild pitches and a balk as he delivers. And Sykes takes low and in, ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sykes, with Eddie McCabe, the third baseman, on deck. 1-0 High Wheelers, top of the third. The windup in the 2-2 pitch, and that's low inside, ball 3. So now 3 balls and 2 strikes. I believe it's the first 3-ball count from Rapetti here today on this 97-degree, at least it was at first pitch afternoon. The windup in the 3-2, and that's up and in, ball 4. So Sykes becomes the first Rocky Mountain base runner this afternoon. So he'll trot down to first base. Sykes has yet to attempt to steal this year. And now Eddie McCabe bats, a .272, 1 home run, 24 RBIs. And now we will see Rapetti work out of the set position for the first time today. Outfield medium depth straight away. And the pitch from the set, McCabe takes up an in, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. So Rocky Mountain, and coming in, actually came in yesterday to this area. A kick in the 1-0, and that's taken down the middle, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. They just finished a 6-game home series against Ogden, in which Ogden won 4 out of the 6. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As Rapetti deals, and McCabe swings, hits this one to third. It's gloved by Epp. He goes to Leday at second for 1, and on to Blackford at first for 2. That's a double play, so the first defensive chance we have seen from Alex Epp, who is naturally a shortstop. I spoke to him before the game, says his more normal position is at short, but certainly has played some third and plays it well there. So 5-4-3 on the inning-ending double play. Epp, Leday, Blackford, third, second, first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left after 2.5 innings. It remains 1-0 Yolo over Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and Flow Sports. Moving along to the bottom of the third inning, it is 1-0. Yolo leading Rocky Mountain. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening and watching the Yolo High Wheelers on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. And Angel Mendoza to lead it off for Yolo. So it's Mendoza in the top of the Yolo order for the center fielder Skinner. And then Marine as Mendoza swings and lifts one high in the air into center field. In and over to his left to make the catch, the center fielder Brett Carson. One pitch, one out. So Mendoza coming in at 158 with 2 homers and 12 RBIs. And he is retired just like that, one down. And now for the second time this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder Braylon Skinner. He struck out swinging to open the bottom of the first inning. The windup and the pitch, and that is taken low ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes to Skinner. As Day right back, and Skinner swings, and boy, he fouled that one off the catcher, Schunard. That does not look pleasant. The bat went all the way toward the backstop. Fortunately, no one was near there, but Schunard might have taken one right where you don't want to take it. I mean, that did not look too pleasant right there. Well, let's hope. I shouldn't laugh. I don't think I'd want that done to me. But let's hope that he is okay. Manager Les Lancaster and the Rocky Mountain trainer out to check on Schunard, who looks like will fortunately be okay. Now the count is at no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. A windup and the pitch. And then misses high for a ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Day delivers, and that's inside ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Skinner. Right back home, Day, and Skinner swings, pops one up foul left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned Austin Schunard. We saw him with Grand Junction earlier this year. I say we saw him. He didn't play in any of those games, but was on the Grand Junction roster, and then moved over to Rocky Mountain. The windup in the 2-2, and that's outside ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes the count to Skinner, who was on base safely twice on Sunday in Oakland, which included 4 stolen bases. The windup in the 3-2. Strike 3 called outside corner. Skinner would like that challenged. I'm sure he thought it was outside. And it was confirmed a strike, so Skinner, second time, has struck out in this one. One swinging, now looking. So both strikeouts for Christian Day have been courtesy of Skinner. So 2 out. It is 1-0 Yolo. Third inning, bottom half. Doug Greenwald with you. So I mentioned the game times here. We have tomorrow a doubleheader. 2 o'clock p.m. first pitch for game 1. Both are scheduled 7-inning games. Thursday, a single game at 4:30. Friday, a doubleheader. 2 scheduled 7-inning games at 2 o'clock. Saturday is 4:30. And Sunday is a 1:05 p.m. first pitch. Got all that? I don't. Now it's Marine who takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Braylon, an infield single and a run scored. He's 1 for 1. A windup and the pitch, and that is inside ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strikes. Let's see here. That's a couple of 4:30s, a couple of 2 o'clocks. Actually, 3 4:30s, a couple of 2 o'clocks, and a 1:05. The 3 different starting times over 8 games and over 6 days here is the 1-1 pitch outside for a ball. 0-1, counts now 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 the count to Marine. Now 26 straight games in which he's reached base safely as he takes at the letters for a strike, 2-2. And again, the reason why we are having 2 doubleheaders in the series to make up for the light issues we had here back in May when Rocky Mountain was in town. The 2-2 pitch, and that's lifted high in the air in the right field. Rivas and the Sun waiting for the baseball, and he makes the catch, and that's it in the bottom of the third. So nothing across. We go to the fourth. It is 1-0. Yolo leading Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Attempting to steal second base in 15 seconds. Ready, Riker? On your mark. Get set. Go!
Oh, he stepped back. Football coach would have yelled at him.
He's going fast. Look at him go. He's got the base. He's heading back.
3, 2.
In the nick of time.
That wasn't a second.
Good job, Riker.
There used to be like a buzzer.
Yeah. I think it's a buzzer.
You got a horn on the scoreboard, I think. I think there's a horn on the scoreboard, actually. Yeah, the button. You can start working the horn in. Yeah, 18's probably, 18's the good time. You could go 15 for a goal. And you could drive. You have your permit, you have your permit, it's 15. 15 for 15. What's up with that? Are kids not getting their permits right away like they used to? Why? There's only 3 in your having.
On we go to the fourth inning. The visitors have the fourth. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Yolo. Nothing across so far for Rocky Mountain. So the doubleheader tomorrow, again, that will be a 2 o'clock
Top of the order.
first pitch for game 1. Again, 2 scheduled 7-inning games, so we have maybe a half-hour break between the two. I'll give you the pitching matchups for those in a moment. So it will be Brett Carson to lead it off for Rocky Mountain. It will be Carson, the top of the order for the second time, and then Josh Day and Rivas to face Cameron Rapetti, who pours in a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Game 1 pitcher tomorrow for Rocky Mountain, right-hander Carlos Lomelli against Yolo lefty Dawson Lane. The Game 2 starters for Rocky Mountain, left-hander Kelsey Ward against Yolo righty Noah Lewis. Carson runs up and bunts this one foul, back of the plate, strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes to count to Carson. 340 coming in for Carson, 5 homers, 36 RBIs. So no balls and 2 strikes to count. Outfield around Roundelet, big hole out in right center. The windup by Rapetti in the 0-2. And Carson made a motion to pitch and went around, said third base umpire Grant Myers. Pitch was in the dirt, so the catcher Mendoza comes up with a baseball, throws to Blackford at first, and Carson is out. Strikeout, put out, goes 2-3. 6 strikeouts now for Rapetti through his first 3 1/3 innings. It is 1-0 Yolo. And now Josh Day with a team best average coming into today at .369 with 9 homers and 35 RBIs. He digs in to face Rapetti, who kicks and the pitch, and Day takes high ball 1-0. So Rapetti, mentioned already, with 6 strikeouts. The high for him this year is 9. He did that in back-to-back starts. The kick on the 1-0, breaking ball, a swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Struck out 9 June 11th in Northern Colorado, and then followed that in his next start June 18th here against Oakland. 1-1 pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Rapetti, his last win was that June 18th game against Oakland. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The windup and the delivery, and Day swings, and he floats this one toward right field. It's going to stop for sit for a base hit right in front of the right fielder, Tanner Smith. So that's the first hit this afternoon for Rocky Mountain. It comes in the top of the 4th inning. Day is 1 for 2. Day 6 steals this year. He's been caught twice, so we'll see if he goes. And now it's Rivas who bats. He struck out swinging and then was put out 2-3. The Catcher Mendoza to the first baseman Blackford back in the first inning. So Repetti from the set, and Rivas swings, and he pops one up foul back of the plate, strike one. No balls and a strike from Repetti, and he and his teammates in the black shirts tonight. Orange number on both sides of the shirt. White pants, black cap, gold bill. The 0-1, and Rivas swings and pops another one up foul. Third base side, strike two. No balls, two strikes. 1-0 Yolo, top of the fourth. Rocky Mountain, the gray shirts, gray pants. Going with the navy blue caps. Rocky Mountain spelled across the front of the shirt in big, sort of looks like fluorescent pink letters. Navy blue number on the back of the shirt with pink trim. No balls, two strikes, the count. Middle infield looking to turn two. 1-0 Yolo, top of the fourth. And the pitch, and that's another pop-up foul left side. Well, the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Big hole in right center. And from the set, Repetti delivers, and that's swung on and grounded towards second. To his left, Lede goes to the shortstop Marine at second for one. His throw to first not in time, so Rivas beats it out, but they get the lead runner at second. So 4-6 on the force there. 2 down, 1 on. It is 1-0 Yolo, top of the fourth. And now it's Dane Tofflin who bats for the second time. He grounded to shortstop in the second inning with a 1-0 Yolo advantage. Top half of the fourth. So I mentioned Rocky Mountain when they were here to start the season, the week of May 21st. Again, 3 of those games did not get played due to light issues, as the pitch on the way is outside for a ball 1-0. So we thought for the longest time that 3 games were going to be made up this series, which would have made it a 9-game, 6-day series. The 1-0 pitch, and that's outside ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And then we found out about a week ago that it would have been tough to play 3 doubleheaders in a confined time. 2 balls and no strikes. Rivas at first base. 4 steals. He's been caught once as Tofflin swings and hits one foul up along first. Strike 2. Let me correct the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 is the count to Tofflin. And there were some reasons why we were told that they cannot make up that extra game, because you can't play a doubleheader the first day in, and then you're not really allowed to play back-to-back doubleheaders. And it would just been tough to play 3 doubleheaders within this time. The 2-1 on the way, and that's foul to the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So then I thought, well, you know, Yolo still has not been to Rocky Mountain this year. They'll be there starting at the very end of the month for 6 days, 6 games, and thought, well, they could just play a doubleheader then. That certainly is enough time to make up that extra game. But that, by then, it's the second half. And all these games are being made up as first half games, since we are still in the first half. So that would have really complicated matters as it being a, quote, first half game in the middle of a second half series, so that one game will not be played as it turns out. So we still will have at least 2 doubleheaders. So at least 2 of those 3 games are going to be made up. The kick on the 2-2, and that's just off the plate, ball 3. So now 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. So a 3-2 and 2 out. Rivas will be off automatically. 1-0 Yolo, top of the fourth. Outfield medium depth straightaway as Rivas ready to go. He takes off. Van Tofflin swings, and he pops this one up foul first base side, and that'll reach the seats. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tofflin, who grew up in the northern part of Alberta, was a hockey player up until his early years in high school. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tofflin chokes up an inch. Rivas goes, and Tofflin swings and misses strike 3. Pitch up and in, likely would have been ball 4. He is out. 7 strikeouts for Repetti. 1 hit, 1 left. We move to the bottom half of the fourth. It's 1-0 Yolo leading Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Well, look no further because we've got you covered. Introducing the Yolo High Wheelers on-field hats, jerseys, and authentic flair collection, all now on sale. But wait, there's more. Our merchandise lineup includes a fantastic range of short-sleeve performance tees, performance hoodies, authentic shorts, and lightweight jackets, all designed to keep you looking sharp and feeling comfortable, whether you're playing catch in the front yard or racing your bike down the street. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss out on your chance to rock the coolest beer in town. Head over to the website now and elevate your style game with Yolo High Wheelers merchandise. Get yours today. Go High Wheelers! When you're done picking up your gear, don't forget to make your next stop at the Woodstock's concession stand for great food and cold beer. Second baseman, number 11, Bobby.
We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It is 1-0. The Yolo High Wheelers out in front over the Rocky Mountain Vibes. Doug Greenwald with you on Flow Sports and on YouTube Live. Bobby Leday leads it off for Yolo. Leday, Blackford, and Smith. 3-4-5 to face Christian Day. So Leday against Day. And the pitch is a strike called on the inside corner. No balls and one strike from Christian Day. So we have Christian and Josh, both brothers on this Rocky Mountain team, both starting today as Leday pops this one up. First base side of home, and the pitcher drops the ball. The pitcher, Day, came off the mound and dropped the ball. It's a fair ball. And I'd have to think that one is going to go as an error on the pitcher. And Christian Day, he came off the mound. Again, with the high sky, the sun, and all that, Christian Day came off the mound. Normally you don't see the pitcher come that far, but you know, the catcher and Schunard went for it. The first baseman Tofflin came down, and it was a catchable ball, I thought. Christian Day just dropped it, and he was in fair territory. Just a matter of inches, but he was in fair territory, and he dropped it on the lip of the grass, again in fair ground. So Leday's at first, and now it's Blackford, and he takes high ball one. 1 ball, no strike. So Leday is 1 for 2 now. So that is an error charged to the pitcher in Christian Day for dropping that ball. So 1 ball and no strikes, and the pitch, and that is low to Blackford, ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. Blackford an RBI ground out in the first inning. White pants all the way up to his knees. Probably showing as much socks as he is pants. And Blackford, 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch, and that swung on, and that stroke toward the right center field gap. That's going to get down and go all the way to the base of the wall. The right fielder Rivas up with the ball. Rounding third is Leday, and he will come around and score standing up as the throw comes through to the second baseman Yank, to the catcher Schunard. It's an RBI double for Blackford, so he has both RBIs this afternoon for Yolo. A double to right field. And it's now 2-0 in favor of the High Wheelers. Hit number 3 for Yolo. Now Braden Blackford, now 29 RBIs this year. So still nobody out. And it's Tanner Smith who comes up. So the High Wheelers got a break on that drop pop-up by the catcher Day. So now it's Tanner Smith who swings, and he drives this one to right field. Rivas is there to make the catch. Tagging from second and going to third is Blackford. The throw comes all the way through on the fly from the right fielder Rivas to the third baseman McCabe, but not in time. Smith goes in standing up. A productive out for Smith, so he flies to right but does the job. So a runner at third with one out, and now a big moment in the early Yolo career. And Alex Epp, who grounded to second base in the second inning. It is 2-0 in favor of the High Wheelers, bottom of the fourth. Infield in. And now the pitch on the way to Epp, and that's low and in, ball one. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. I want to know the count to Epp. And the pitch, and Epp swings, and he pops this one up foul left side. So 1 ball and 1 strike the count. So Epp played his college baseball at William Jewell University in Liberty, Missouri, as he takes up and away ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike the count to Epp. Runner at third base, Blackford, the kick and the pitch, and Epp is swinging a miss at a breaking ball, strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Epp graduated, or at least, I don't know if he literally graduated, I shouldn't say that, but his last season playing baseball was this past spring, the 2-2 foul to the backstop, although I'm sure Epp did graduate on time. I'm going to guess that. He read his notes. He was an all-academic year after year. But anyway, his last year of playing was this past spring at William Jewell. The wind by Christian Day and the pitch low 3-2. It's 2-0 Yolo, bottom of the fourth inning, leading Rocky Mountain. But Epp this past spring for the Cardinals of William Jewell hit .411 with 19 homers and 57 runs batted in. The .411 mark was third best in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Lead at third by Blackford, and Epp is swinging a foul to the backstop, 3-2. The 19 homers, second most in that league. And he had 57 runs batted in. He was also first in the league in walks this past spring in the GLVC. The windup in the 3-2, and Epp swings and stays alive and fouls into the backstop, 3-2. But anyway, Alex Epp went to Mays High School in Wichita, so he grew up in south central Kansas. Told me that his family is listening or watching on Flow Sports, so hello to them. The 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, pitch up and away. So Epp unable to get Blackford home from third, 2 out. So it keeps it for the moment 2-0 Yolo. Second strikeout for Christian Day. Now the infield moves back, and here is the left fielder, Justin Kirby. He flied to left field in the second inning. Now the infield back, as I mentioned, as Christian Day is out of the windup and the pitch, and Kirby takes a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike from Christian Day, who faced Yolo here back on May 26th. The swing by Kirby and a pop-up foul right side. So no balls and 2 strikes the count. A game on May 26th in which Day played. That was the first game of that doubleheader and a 10-7 Rocky Mountain win as he deals, and Kirby swings and misses at a high fastball, strike 3. And he is out. 4th strikeout for Day, so only allows 1 run here in the 4th. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We move to the 5th. It is 2-0 Yolo over Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and Flow Sports.
Okay, everyone, it's time for the Dizzy Bout Race. Our competitors are Dylan and Chase, who will each spin 10 times around the bat before sprinting to Rachel. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! They Dizzy already. Off they go. They're closing in. Chase wins. Congratulations. Second baseman, number 15, Ernie.
Heading to the top of the fifth inning, Yolo 2, Rocky Mountain nothing. Ernie Yake leads it off, and the first pitch from Cameron Rapetti is called a ball, but Yolo is challenging it.
After review, the pitch is overturned to a strike.
And it's been overturned to a strike. So, instead of ball one, it's strike one. So no balls and one strike to count. Yake, Schunard, and Wilmer, 5, 6, and 7. The lead is 2-0 Yolo. 2-3-0 for Yolo. No runs ahead and an error for Rocky Mountain. Three-quarter windup by Rapetti, and the pitch, and that is low and in, ball one. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike. Yake, who's got time in the twin system, struck out looking in the second inning. The windup in the 1-1, and that's low inside, ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Yake as he swings here and flies this one toward the corner in right, and this ball is gone. Just sneaked over that 10-foot wall. And a home run for Ernie Yake. And the lead cut in half now. It is 2-1 in favor of the Yolo High Wheelers. That is the first home run this year for Yake. And it's his 20th run batted in. So Yake goes deep here to open the 5th inning. And now here is the catcher, Austin Schunard. Yeah, just sneaked over that 10-foot wall in right. So a home run. Makes it now 2-1 Yolo. And now Schunard struck out looking in the second. And he flies this one high towards center field. Skinner a long way to go for it, but he'll eventually get there. And in the sun makes the catch. And Schunard is out. 1 down. Top of the 5th inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Yolo. A run, 2 hits, and an error for Rocky Mountain. So Yake, who last year played at various levels in the twin system and actually had a 2-homer game last year at AAA with the St. Paul Saints. So now it's Wilmer who digs in. He struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. And Rapetti out of the windup and the pitch. And that's a strike called on the outside corner. So no balls and 1 strike to count. 4th home run allowed this year by Rapetti as he deals on a breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 3:10 down the lines here at Dobbins Stadium. 385 to the gaps. And it's 4:10 to straightaway center. Again, the 10-foot wall all the way around as the 0-2 pitch low outside, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes with the designated hitter Mason Sykes on deck. So 1-2 the count. Infield all the way around. The windup in the 1-2. And that's popped up foul left side by Wilmer. Capital Wilmer. So 1 ball and the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wilmer from Sarasota, Florida. Interesting birthday Wilmer has. He was born on the leap year. The 1-2, and he takes low and in. That hit him. I guess that must have hit him. Pitched down and in, and that got his right foot. So he is hit with a pitch. Rapetti loses him. I've always thought, and let me make this clear, I'm not condoning beanballs or anything like that, but I mean that's just a soft breaking pitch that gets the batter down and in. I mean, if you're going to hit a guy, hit him harder than that. Maybe get him a little harder in the leg or the knee. I'm not saying anywhere else on the body, folks. Let me make that very clear. But it's a breaking pitch that hit him, and he loses him on a very soft hit by pitch. Now Mason Sykes, who's got some power, he comes up as the possible go-ahead run. So 1 on and 1 out. It is 2-1. Yolo on the pitch to Sykes, high fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls and a strike. We were talking about Wilmer. Born on February 29th, 2000, so that's, of course, the one day that we have every 4 years. It's the leap year. The 0-1, taken for a strike on the inside corner. Snap throw to first, and out with a dive is Wilmer. So Rapetti puts him on in a very soft way, and Wilmer is erased in a tough fashion. The catcher Mendoza to the first baseman Blackford. So 2 out, nobody on, 2-3 on the pickoff. So nothing Sykes can do now to give the Rocky Mountain the lead. Counts at 1 ball and 1 strike, and now Rapetti back out of the windup, and that's rolled foul up along third, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Wilmer really only has a birthday every 4 years, so that would make him like 6 years old. No balls, 2 strikes the count. 2-1 Yolo, top of the 5th. Rapetti nods approval at the sign from the catcher Mendoza. Cameron ready to go away on the 2-strike pitch, and that's fouled to the backstop. No balls, 2 strikes. I'll have to ask Wilmer if he celebrates his birthday on the 28th of the month of February or March 1st. On all the other years. So no balls, 2 strikes the count. Just Sykes grips the bat right on the end, and now Rapetti uses his first disengagement as he steps off the rubber and takes a little stroll back to the mound as he takes off his cap. I'd have to imagine rather sweaty on this hot afternoon. So back to more of a conventional game time, if you will. The windup in the 0-2, and Sykes is swing and a miss. Slider strike 3, and he is out. 8 strikeouts for Rapetti. So after the 3 straight 10 a.m. starts last week, back to 4:30 and 2 o'clock and 1:05 this series. Home run by Yake, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. Halfway done, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 2-1, Yolo out in front over Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Halfway done, we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It is Yolo 2 and Rocky Mountain 1. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live. And the catcher, Mason Minzy, will lead it off. Facing Christian Day, his first pitch, a fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike. Minzy, Mendoza, and the top of the Yolo order for the center fielder, Skinner. 8-9-1 as the 0-1 pitch, and that strike 2 call on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Minzy grounded to first with the pitcher covering in the 2nd inning. So 2-1 Yolo, bottom half of the 5th.
The High Wheelers have 1 challenge remaining.
So no balls and 2 strikes the count to Minzy, again facing Christian Day, and Day pitched in game one of that doubleheader here back in May. Day 6'2", 200 pounds. Again, he and his brother Josh Day, the shortstop on this Rocky Mountain team, will wind up in the 0-2, swinging a foul to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes. So Day, Christian Day, and Josh Day, 2 years apart. Christian is a couple of years older. No balls, 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch, and that's up and in ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Christian Day, born August 31st of 98. Josh Day, well, not really 2 years older. I mean, maybe about a year and a half older. Josh Day, born March 25th of 2000. The 1-2, and that's low ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, but obviously both are from the same town, which happens to be Natchez, Mississippi, right on the, well, literally right on the Mississippi River out in western Mississippi. They'll wind up in the 1-2, swing and a miss, and Minzy strikes out swinging, pitch on the outer half. And Christian Day, strikeout number 5. He has struck out the last 3 High Wheelers, and now Angel Mendoza, who is 0 for 1. He comes up 2-1 Yolo, bottom half of the 5th. Christian Day played his college baseball at Delta State University. Played 3 years there for the Statesmen. As Mendoza swings, ground ball deep in the hole at short, far to his right, Josh Day. And a nice play there, throws across his body to Toftland at first, and Mendoza is out. 2 down here in the bottom half of the 5th. 2-1 Yolo. And now for the 3rd time this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder and Braylon Skinner. He has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. A 2-1 Yolo lead. The windup and the pitch, and Skinner pushes a bunt up along third, foul, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Christian Day, this is his 3rd year in the league. Was at Ogden 2 years ago as a starter, and then last year with Rocky Mountain. Just about every game there for him was as a starter. 20 games, 18 starts a year ago. This year it's been kind of half and half. This is his 10th appearance, his 6th start for Christian Day, who also 3 years ago was in the American Association, a little higher level of the partner leagues with the Chicago Dogs. Beautiful stadium there near O'Hare Airport. The 0-1 pitch, high ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with Braylon Marine wetting on deck. So a 2-1 lead for the Yolo High Wheelers. And the 1-1 pitch, and that swung on and popped up foul left side, strike 2. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count to Skinner. Big hole out of the right center. The lineup by Christian Day and the pitch, and that's fouled off left side. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And yeah, Delta State University usually has had some good Division II baseball out in Cleveland, Mississippi. Also, well, right there on that Mississippi Delta, western Mississippi. The windup in the 1-2 pitch. Skinner takes outside ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. The windup and the pitch, and that swung on, and that's poked down the left field side, and that's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Left fielder Wilmer slides to get to that baseball, but not before Skinner hustles in a second with a 1-out or a 2-out double. So Skinner at second base. That's the 4th hit for Yolo, and a 2-1 advantage for the Yolo High Wheelers. Bottom of the 5th inning. And now it's a shortstop, Braylon Marine, who bats. He is 1 for 2 with an infield single and a run scored. Obviously, the High Wheelers like to get that run back, which they gave up on the homer to Yake in the top of the inning. And the pitch on the way to Marine, and that's a strike on the outside corner. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count to Marine. And the pitch, and Braylon swings and fouls one off. Found the ball off right side. A big sliver of the bat, right off the barrel of the bat, came off. So that is obviously a cracked bat, and it's also a strike. And the count's at no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count from Christian Day, who played his high school baseball at County High School in Mississippi. Jefferson County High also was a point guard in basketball. So no balls and 2 strikes the count. Again, Natchez, where the Day family is from, that's mentioned right on the Mississippi River. A lot of old southern mansions that are in that town. I've been through Natchez. The 0-2 up and in ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-1 Yolo leading Rocky Mountain, bottom half of the 5th. With Bobby Leday wetting on deck. The runner at second base, Skinner. And Christian Day from the belt, first base side of the rubber, the 1-2, and Marine takes on the dirt ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then right as you go along, Highway 84, you drop right into Vidalia, Louisiana. I mean, it's sort of like saying Davis and Woodland or Davis and Dixon. Natchez in Mississippi and Vidalia in Louisiana, right next to each other. 2-2 to Marine, and that is ripped down the right field side, base hit. Rounding third is Skinner. He will score as the right fielder Rivas, to his left up with the baseball, gets it in towards second. An RBI single for Marine, and indeed the High Wheelers get that run right back, so it's now 3-1 Yolo. Marine now 2 for 3. So now 9 RBIs for Marine in now 3 straight games. And now Bobby Leday will come up. So Braylon Marine, in terms of RBIs, now with 41. Leday, the team leader in RBIs, with 42. He bats. He's 1 for 2. And he takes a breaking pitch for a strike on the inside corner. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike. So 0-1 the count to Leday, double in the first inning. Reached on that pop-up that was dropped by the pitcher in Day in the 4th inning, and then scored. Marine at first, and the pitch, and Leday breaks his bat on a grounder foul up along third. So we've seen 2. This one was a lot more of a shattered bat. I mean, Marine, the foul ball he had, that was just a sliver of the bat that came off. This was more of a pretty much the meat and potatoes of the barrel of the bat that came off. So the count at no balls and 2 strikes to Leday. So we'll see if Marine takes off. Marine 11 steals this year, and he has been caught twice. So 3-1 Yolo, bottom half of the 5th inning. From Christian Day from Delta State University. So no balls and 2 strikes the count. Outfield medium depth straight away. Big hole on the right side of the diamond. First baseman Tofflin holds Marine on. And the 0-2 pitch upcoming from Christian Day from the set. And that is outside ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count. And the pitch, Leday, a swing and a miss. So the breaking ball, strike 3, pitch down and in. And he is out. 6 strikeout for Christian Day. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the 6th, 3-1. Yolo leading Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We move to the top of the sixth inning, 3-1. Yolo leading Rocky Mountain. Again tomorrow, a doubleheader, 2 o'clock first pitch. And as generally the case on doubleheader, game 2 will be after game 1. So Eddie McCabe leads it off, and the first pitch to McCabe is high ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. McCabe, and then the top of the Rocky Mountain order for the center fielder Carson, and then Josh Day face Cameron Rapetti, who winds in the 1-0. And that's the outside ball 2-0. So again, a 2 o'clock doubleheader tomorrow. Have about a half-hour break between games, and then Thursday back to 4:30. Friday, again a doubleheader at 2 o'clock. They'll wind up in the 2-0, and that's driven towards center field to his left in the direction of right center. The center fielder, Braylon Skinner, will be there to make the catch. And McCabe is out now for 2, 1 down. And for the third time here this afternoon, Rocky Mountain will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Brett Carson. 3-1, Yolo out in front, top of the sixth inning. So Friday, another 2 o'clock start for a doubleheader. Saturday back to 4:30, and then Sunday is at 1:05 p.m. Then we'll have next Monday off, and then we're right back here for another 6 games against Oakland. So now Carson, he has struck out twice tonight, or today for that matter, ran the pitch, and Carson looks at a strike on the outside corner. So the count is at no balls and 1 strike to Carson, who takes, and that's a strike on the outer half. So now they count it no balls and 2 strikes to Carson, who had a 4-hit game in the recent series Rocky Mountain had against Ogden as he swings on a foul to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes. Carson had safely in 5 of those 6 games against the Raptors. 11 hits over the 6 games for Carson. The 4-hit game was July 3rd, last Wednesday, the 0-2, and he flies this one towards center. Back and a few steps now to his right is Braylon Skinner, and he is there to make the catch. And Carson is out. So back-to-back fly ball outs for Rocky Mountain to get the 6th inning cooking. 3-1 Yolo, top of the 6th. And now Josh Day will come to the plate. Day is 1 for 2 with a single to right. Former 15th round pick in 2022 by the Diamondbacks out of Missouri, and swings and he pops this one up. Shallow right field, and it's going to be the right fielder, Tanner Smith, who reaches way above his black cap in that tough sun to make the catch. Second baseman Leday went out. First baseman Blackford backpedaled out toward shallow right, but the right fielder Tanner Smith is the one who makes the catch. And as it turns out, a 1-2-3 6th inning for Rapetti. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We move to the bottom half of the 6th. 3-1, Yolo leading Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Based on Meyer's design. Starley's nephew was credited with the modern bicycle design in 1885. To this day, there are still a few high wheeler races across the world.
On we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for Yolo. A run, 2 hits, and an error for Rocky Mountain. And Braden Blackford to lead it off, facing Christian Day, who was out of the windup. And the first pitch to Blackford is low and in, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Blackford, Smith, and Epp. 4, 5, 6 here in the home half of the sixth. 3-1 Yolo. A 1 ball, no strike pitch, and that's low and in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Blackford, 2 RBIs here today, an RBI ground out in the first, an RBI double in the fourth. A windup by Christian Day, and now time called. So Day with 6 strikeouts, and that matches his season high. He also had 6 June 13th at Oakland. There's the 2-0 on the way, and that's fouled off left side or right side, strike 1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to count. So Day with 6 strikeouts. You have Cameron Rapetti for Yolo. He's got 8 strikeouts, which is 1 shy of his season high. The 2-1 on the way, and that's outside, ball 3 to Blackford. So 3 balls and 1 strike. The last outing for Christian Day was against Ogden a week ago. And in that game, got a no decision as the 3-1 on the way, as a strike called on the inside corner. 3-2. He worked 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs all earned. Walked 1 and struck out 3. Ogden won that game 9-5. The 3-2 pitch, and Blackford flies this one towards center field. In is Carson. And in the sun, the center fielder, Brett Carson, he makes the catch. And that's out number 1. Here in the bottom of inning number 6. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for Yolo. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for Rocky Mountain. And now Tanner Smith bats for the 3rd time. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded to first with the pitcher covering, and he's flied to right field. And the windup by Christian Day, and the pitch, and that's swung on, and that's popped up. Shallow left field. Out goes Josh Day. In comes Wilmer, and it's the left fielder, Stephen Wilmer, and he makes a sliding catch. And Tanner Smith is out. That's one of those that could have been disaster. And the shortstop goes out. The left fielder comes in. Those two could have run into one another, but they did. Nice catch there by the sliding left fielder in Wilmer. So 2 down. And now here is Alex Epp for the 3rd time. He is 0 for 2. And the pitch on the way to Epp. And that's low and inside, ball 1. And the count's a 1 ball and no strikes. 3-1 Yolo leading Rocky Mountain. Bottom of the 6th. Day out of the windup. And the pitch, and Epp takes high, ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. Mitch and Epp, 3rd. Well, there's a review on that. And the pitch has been overturned to a strike. So Rocky Mountain wins that challenge. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Epp was in the American Association this year, ever so briefly. 2 games with Lincoln. The kick on the 1-1. Swing, ground ball, foul up along first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3-1 Yolo, bottom of the 6th inning. And then Epp spent a good chunk of time at Lake Erie. I say good chunk. I guess for somebody that just got out of college and was also in another league this year. 15 games with the Lake Erie team, which plays near Cleveland. 243 with the Lake Erie Crushers. No homers, 3 RBIs. He was 9 for 37 in the Frontier League. The 1-2 pitch, low and in, ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Epp. But, yeah, when I talked to him tonight, said to me that pretty much his entire college career he played at shortstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1 Yolo, bottom of the 6th inning. The line by Christian Day, first base side of the rubber, and Epp made a motion. The pitch did not go around, and that's ball 3. So 3-2 the count to Epp, who said that he's been, when he was younger, yep, by the way, 23 years old, but when he's younger, he and his family came out to Northern California and saw an A's game at the Coliseum. The kick on the 3-2, breaking ball, strike 3 called, outside corner. And Epp strikes out for the 2nd time, one swinging now looking. 7 strikeouts now for Christian Day, which is his season high. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. We go to the 7th, 3-1. Yolo leading Rocky Mountain on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We go to the 7th inning in a 3-1 Yolo advantage over Rocky Mountain. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Yolo High Wheelers on YouTube Live. And Stephen Rivas to lead it off for Yolo. It'll be Rivas, Toffland, and Yake. 3-4-5 to face Cameron Rapetti. So 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Yolo. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for Rocky Mountain. As Rapetti is out of the windup and the pitch. And that's low and in, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. Petty's working quickly. The 1-0 breaking ball, swing and miss, strike 1, 1-1. So 6 innings so far, well, for both these pitchers, but case of Rapetti, his season high this year has been 6 innings. Did that at Oakland June 4th and did that here against Oakland on June 18th. So once he notches it out here in the 7th, it'll be a season high in innings for him, the 1-1. And that's popped up. Third base side, foul ground. Epp with the shades on over near the dugout, and the ball lands out of play and back of the Rocky Mountain third base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Most innings for a Yolo pitcher this year, and that was just a few nights ago. July 5th at Oakland, Brandon Mitchell went 7. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Rapetti out of the 3-quarter windup, and the pitch up and away, ball 2. So the count's now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rivas 0 for 2 tonight, or today for that matter, the 2-2. And that's popped up. Back of the plate and out of play. Now you hear me reference tonight, it's really today. I got to keep, that in mind. It's really today. Any game that starts before 5 o'clock, the baseball rules, any game before 5 o'clock is a day game. So this is considered a day game. The windup of the 2-2 swung on, and that's ripped to first, or ripped over the first baseman Blackford on down the right field line, base hit. To his left, Smith to get the ball, and he gets it in towards second, but not before Rivas slides in there with a leadoff double. Hit number 3 now for Rocky Mountain today. 3-1 Yolo. Well, I guess it really is a day game. You have Christian Day and Josh Day, the 2 brothers, pitcher and shortstop respectively for Colorado Springs. Now the tying run comes up, and it's Toffland. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded to shortstop, and he is struck out swinging. So 3-1 Yolo, top half of the 7th. Little bit of a warm breeze here on this Tuesday afternoon. So now Rapetti from the belt delivers, and Toffland shows bunt and takes a strike on the inside corner. So the count is at No balls and 1 strike to Tofflin. Oldest member of the Rocky Mountain team at age 27. Swings and loops this one toward left. That'll get down a base hit. Kirby in to pick it up. And Rivas goes to third, and Tofflin has a base hit. So back-to-back hits now for the Vibes, who for the first time tonight have 2 runners on at the same time. And pitching coach Jerome Williams will come out and settle down Rapetti, and this will allow more time for, I'm guessing by now somebody is warming in the Yolo bullpen. I mentioned Tofflin being from Grand Prairie, Alberta. When I talked to him back in May, he told me, yeah, it's way up in the Alberta province, like even well north of Edmonton. I said, oh, must get cold up there. He looked at me, he says, yeah, just a little bit. But anyway, Tofflin, who much like Brett Carson, had a 4-hit game in that series against Ogden. In fact, they each had a 4-hit game in that same game back on July 3rd, in which of the 8 innings in this game, Rocky Mountain came up. Again, they didn't have to bat in the bottom of the ninth, so 7 of the 8 times they came to the plate, they scored in 7 of those innings. They took the second inning off, but it was in that game in which Rocky Mountain had 19 hits, Carson had 4 hits, Tofflin had 4 hits, Yake had 3 hits, bunch of other 2-hit games. Now the first pitch on the way to Yake, who's the possible go-ahead run, and that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. So no balls and 1 strike to Yake, who hit his first homer of the year. That was in the 5th inning to lead off. Rapetti delivers, and Yake a grounder foul toward the line drive foul toward the screen, strike 2. And the count's at no balls and 2 strikes. So 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Yolo. A run, 4 hits, and an error for Rocky Mountain. So Rivas at third, Tofflin at first, and the pitch, and that's line foul left side, strike 2. And the count moves now to no balls and 2 strikes. So again, there should be action in the Yolo bullpen. Again, from where we are, we cannot see if anybody is warming. 0-2. And Yake swings, and he pops this one up. Not likely going to get anyone home. Marine, the shortstop, on the back of the infield dirt. And the shortstop, Braylon Marine, he makes the catch. And Yake is the first out in the 7th inning. So 1 down. So now Rapetti, 6 1/3 innings. That is the longest he has worked in a game this year. And now it's Austin Schunard who comes up. He is 0 for 2. He is struck out looking. He's flying to center field. And of course, Rapetti now, a lot of scenarios. Of course, Schunard becomes the possible go-ahead run. Also a double play ball gets Yolo out of this inning. Runners at the corners and the pitch. Schunard, a big swing and a miss at a breaking ball, strike 1. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike with Stephen Wilmer on deck. The 0-1 pitch. Swing, ground ball to third. Epp juggles it for a moment, has time to go to second for 1, and on to first, not in time. Low throw there, the tough throw there, low throw there from the second baseman, Leday. In to score comes Rivas. It's 3-2 Yolo. There's, again, no error. You can't assume the double play, and there at least was 1 out made on that play, but that, again, a bit of a tough play. The ball was hit sharply. Epp wasn't playing too far back in the bag. Tried to backhand the ball, juggled it for a moment, booted it for a moment, whatever way you want to look at it. They get the out at second on Tofflin, 5-4 on the force there. Schunard now 0 for 3, but he does get credit for an RBI, and now it's Wilmer, the possible go-ahead run, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. So 3-2 now, Yolo. 2 out, 1 on top of the 7th, and Wilmer takes, and that is inside ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So give Schunard, as I said, the run batted in. Fastball that's taken outside ball 2. So 1 ball and 2 balls and 1 strike. The count RBI for Schunard is his 6th. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at first, Schunard, and the pitch, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner to Stephen Wilmer. And the count's at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a 3-2 Yolo lead, top of the 7th. Wilmer was hit with the pitches last time, then he got picked off first. The 2-2 on the way, swing and a foul at the plate. Count holds at 2-2. Yeah, it was the catcher Mendoza who threw to the first baseman Blackford and that picked off Wilmer. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. From Rapetti, who played his college baseball at the Division I level at Cal State Fullerton, and in his final year of college ball went to an NAIA school in Georgia, Georgia Gwinnett College. Won 12 games there for the Grizzlies in a year in which that school won 50 games. They were 50-8. So he won more than 20% of those contests there. And imagine, no offense to Cameron, obviously, but a bit of a drop-off between Cal State Fullerton and Georgia Gwinnett in terms of level of play from a high Division I level to, I say high Division I level because it is for baseball, at least in the Big West, compared to the NAIA level. 1-2 pitch, low inside, ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. 3-2. Yolo. Schunard at first, he goes, and the 2-2 pitch, strike 3 called, inside corner. And Wilmer is out. I guess the count was 3-2. Scoreboard had 2-2, but I guess it was 3-2. And that is the 9th strikeout for Rapetti, which matches his season high and the team season high as well. No runs. I'm sorry, there was 1 run. Let me correct that. 1 run for Rocky Mountain. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and a runner left. Stretch time on this Tuesday afternoon from Yolo County with the score. Yolo 3 and Rocky Mountain 2. Rocky Mountain will have a new pitcher when we get back on YouTube Live and Flow Sports.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Vibes, number 12, Kyle Pajasic.
Stretch time from Yolo. It is a 3-2 Yolo lead over Rocky Mountain. The new pitcher for the Rocky Mountain Vibes is the right-hander Kyle Pajasic, capital P-I-J-A-S-Z-E-K. He is 22 years old, 6 feet, 180 pounds, went to school at the University of Toledo, where he perhaps faced this man, Justin Kirby, who leads it off. And Pajasic delivers, and Kirby, who went to Kent State for 4 years, same school, same conference as Toledo, Mid-American Conference. And Kirby takes outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Kirby, Minzy, and Mendoza, 7-8-9. The 1-0 on the way, and that's taken low, ball 2. And the count's of 2 balls and no strikes. Kirby has flied to left. He is struck out swinging. White pants up to his knees for Kirby as Pajasic kicks in the 2-0, and Kirby swings, and he flies one softly into left field. Wilmer shades on, comes in, plenty of room out there, reaches above his Navy blue cap to make the catch, and Kirby is out. He's 0 for 3. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Yolo. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Rocky Mountain. And now the designated hitter, Mason Minzy, bats. With a line on Rocky Mountain starter Christian Day, 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. No walks, struck out 7, which is a season high for him. So now Minzy, he's 0 for 2. And the pitch from Pajasic is swing and a miss at a fastball, strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike to count from Pajasic. This is his 14th appearance, all out of the bullpen, 1-0. 3.86 ERA, the 0-1, and Minzy a swing and a foul to the backstop, strike 2. Well, the count is at no balls and 2 strikes from Pajasic. First year of pro ball for Kyle, who winds and the 0-2. Swing and a ground ball slowly hit toward short, charged and gloved by Josh Day, and throws on the run to Tofflin at first. Minzy is out. He's hitless in 3 tries now. In fact, the last 5 in the Yolo order are hitless tonight. 0 for 14 combined batters 5 through 9 for the High Wheelers, where the top 4 batters for Yolo all have at least a hit. So now it's Mendoza. And he is 0 for 2, and Pajasic delivers, and Mendoza swinging a missed strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Pajasic, 24 games in his senior year, which was this past spring for Toledo. So he's worked a lot this year. This is really his 38th game appeared when you combine his college and pro totals this season. As the 0-1 pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes from Pajasic, who hails from Grand Blanc, Michigan. So no balls and 2 strikes the count. And the pitch on the way outside, ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grand Blanc, I'd say maybe about an hour and a half north of Detroit, maybe up near Flint, that area, the eastern side of Michigan. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and that swung on, tap foul up along third. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, it's pretty much in the Flint area for where Pajasic is from. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to count, 2 out. 3-2 Yolo. Bottom of the 7th. The windup and the 1-2, and Mendoza swings and misses strike 3. And he is out. I might have said Minzy for 1 pitch in this at bat. Of course, it was Mendoza. And he is down on strikes, and Pajasic a perfect 7th inning with his first strikeout. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 8th. It stays 3-2. Yolo leading Rocky Mountain. Yolo will have a new pitcher when we get back on Flow Sports. On to the 8th inning this afternoon. 3-2, Yolo leading Rocky Mountain. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live. Again tomorrow, we will have doubleheader action. We'll start the feed at about 1:55 p.m. Pacific time at a 2 o'clock first pitch for Game 1. The new pitcher for the Yolo High Wheelers is the Sacramento State product, Jack Zalaski. 5 wins, that's a team high in wins. He has 1 loss, 6.48 ERA, 18th appearance, all out of the bullpen. So Cameron Rapetti, job well done today for the right-hander. He worked 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. 3rd time this year he has struck out 9. So Rapetti, along with Dawson Lane this year, have matched each other for most strikeouts in one game for Yolo. Again, that's a season high for any Yolo pitcher. Rapetti, as I said, has done it 3 times. Cameron gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned a walk, allowed a homer, and a hit batter. Zalaski's first pitch to Mason Sykes, swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. As Jack, white pants up to his knees, deals, and that is high ball 2. So the count's at 2 balls and no strikes, so 2-0 the count. Sykes, McCabe, and then the top of the Rocky Mountain order for the center fielder Carson, 8-9-1. As Sykes swings, and he flies this one high and deep down the left field line toward the corner and foul. Well, I mentioned Sykes does have a lot of power. All-time leader in home runs in the history of the University of Toledo at 38 while he was with the Rockets over his several years there. And I mentioned his first pro home run was here back in May, meaning literally at this ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Zalaski delivers, and Sykes trying to tie it there. A swing and a foul tip into the glove of the catcher. Mendoza, strike 3, and Sykes is out. First strikeout for Zalaski, 1 down. But that long foul ball, Sykes just hit. I could see Zalaski with his body language almost like he was praying, please go foul, please go foul. And it did. And then he strikes out Sykes on the next pitch. So 1 down. And now it's McCabe. He's 0 for 2. 3-2 Yolo, top of the 8th. They end the pitch, and McCabe goes around to the pitch on the outer half of the plate. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. I mentioned Zalaski, a 5-1 record. Was the winning pitcher Saturday afternoon, the other day, or a few days ago in Oakland, the 0-1. And that's reached for and popped up softly. Shallow center field. And hustling in to make the catch, the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. And McCabe is retired. So 2 out, top of the 8th inning. It is 3-2 in favor of Yolo over Rocky Mountain. And now for the 4th time this afternoon, Rocky Mountain will go to the top of its order for the center fielder and Brett Carson. He is 0 for 3. And Zalaski's pitch from the set, and that's low and in, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Zalaski, 23 years old, 6'1", 200 pounds, from Elk Grove. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, and that's a breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 1, or a foul tip. Regardless, it's strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Talking to Zalaski, while we were in Oakland, we talked about, he and I talked about that he was in the Appalachian League, which is now a college wooden bat league. After all the years they were an affiliated league. A 1-1 on the way, and that's taken low, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, and a 3-2 Yolo lead over Rocky Mountain, top of the 8th. And Zalaski was in Bluefield, West Virginia, which is right on the Virginia border. The kick on the 2-1. Curve up and away, ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike to count, with a 3-2 High Wheeler lead over the Vibes. Top of the 8th inning. 3 balls, 1 strike to count to Carson. Zalaski delivers, and Carson fouls this one off left side. And the count moves now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful, beautiful setting in Bluefield, West Virginia. Jack and I both agreed on that. I've never been there for a game, but have been to the ballpark there. I've had a chance to just tour it, and beautiful. I mean, it's a natural backdrop. It's all trees, just gorgeous setting there, and it's a ballpark where you're standing in West Virginia, but you can hit a home run and the ball will land in Virginia. The ballpark is right on the Virginia, West Virginia border. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The kick and the payoff. Just off the plate, ball 4. 2 out walk, and now Josh Day comes up as the possible go-ahead run. So Carson down to first base. Carson, good speed. He's got a team high in steals with 13 this year. So we'll see if he takes off with 2 out. And now Josh Day, now he's got some power though. I mean, Day certainly one swing of the bat could give Rocky Mountain the lead. Day's got 9 homers. He's 1 for 3 this afternoon. So Zaleski from the set. Kicks and delivers, and a big swing and a miss to the breaking ball, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. But I said, Jack and I were talking about this. I said, man, Jack, you're from Northern California. You're from the Sacramento area. That's a long way. It's a different part of the world out there in the Appalachian League. There goes Carson, pitch, swing and a miss. Throw to second base, and the ball gets away from the shortstop, or the second baseman, Leday. Ball goes into center field. It's backed up by the center fielder, Skinner. So Carson steals second, then an error, throwing error on the catcher Mendoza. So stolen base, E2. And now the possible tying run is at third with 2 out. Meanwhile, the count's at 0-1. So now that possibly changes the complexion of this at bat. Zaleski might not be able to go to an off-speed pitch here as often as he'd like. Zaleski 4-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup. And, of course, now a lot more pressure on the catcher Mendoza. The kick in the 0-2, and a swing and a foul to play. No balls and 2 strikes. But anyway, Zaleski was mentioning, he said, yeah, it's a different part of the world for sure. Back in the Appalachian area. Very rural, very religious, very conservative back there. But he told me his mother is from that area of the country originally. He told me his mom's originally from Wytheville, Virginia. The 0-2, and that's low ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Josh Day, who's 1 for 3 with a single to right. So Yolo 3, Rocky Mountain 2, top half of the 8th inning. Tying run just 90 feet away. That's Carson. And Zaleski's 1-2 pitch, just off the plate, ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Zaleski. 2-2 the count. And the pitch swung on, ground ball shortstop. That's gloved by Marine, and he will throw to Blackford at first. And Josh Day is out. So, tying run stranded at third. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. On to the bottom half of the 8th. It stays Yolo 3, Rocky Mountain 2 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
The center fielder, Braylon Skinner.
3-2, Yolo leading Rocky Mountain as we shift to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and Flow Sports. Top of the Yolo order for the 4th time. It's the center fielder, Braylon Skinner, and the first pitch from Kyle Pajasic is outside ball one. One ball, no strikes. So Skinner, Marine, Leday, and obviously the High Wheelers would like another run here. Braylon 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. And the pitch to Skinner, and he flies this one toward the line and left. Wilmer on the run, and the ball lands foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 runs, 5 hits, an error for Yolo. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Rocky Mountain. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Yolo High Wheelers on Flow Sports and on YouTube Live. Pajasic, a perfect 7th inning. And our first look at Kyle Pajasic from the University of Toledo, where he was teammates with Rocky Mountain DH Mason Sykes. Swinging a low one hopper to short, gloved by Josh Danis to first, just in time to get Braylon Skinner. Tofflin at first there to take the throw, and Skinner is out. He is 1 for 4. And now Braylon Marine comes up. He's 2 for 3. Couple of singles, RBI, and a run scored. 3-2, Yolo. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning on this Tuesday afternoon, just past the first week of July. So now Marine digs in, and Pajasic first base side of the rubber. Kicks and delivers, and Braylon takes, and that is up and away, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes from Pajasic. Outfield fairly deep straight away. And the pitch, and that is taken outside for a ball. I believe the count is 2 balls and no strikes. I believe that's what it is. As the 2-0 pitch, and that's a strike called on the inside corner. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Pajasic, his first game with Rocky Mountain was June 5th. That was at home against Billings. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3-2 Yolo, and the pitch on the way, and that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is back-to-back games for Pajasic, who worked an inning and 2/3 and allowed a hit on Sunday in Colorado Springs. That was against Ogden. He had a no decision. Ogden won that game 7-4. The 2-2 here, swing and a miss. Like a slider well out of the zone, and Marine strikes out swinging. Second strikeout for Pajasic, so 2 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now the second baseman, Bobby Leday, comes up. He's 1 for 3. He has reached on an error and has scored a run. Now each team with an error here this afternoon. And now the pitch on the way to Leday, and Bobby swings, and he flies one towards center. Carson in and to his right, and the center fielder Brett Carson will be there to make the catch. So a couple of perfect innings for Kyle Pajasic. Nothing across for Yolo. We go to the 9th. Last chance for Rocky Mountain. It is Yolo 3 and Rocky Mountain 2. Yolo will have a new pitcher when we get back on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
We can't wait to see you. Tickets are on sale via highwheelers.com. Exciting.
Last chance for the Rocky Mountain Vibes. We go to the top of the ninth inning. It is 3-2. Yolo and Ty Buckner on to try and close this one. Jack Zalaski for Yolo this afternoon. 1 inning, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So now Buckner, he will come on and try to notch the save. And if Buckner can do that, it would be his team high 4th save. But at the moment, no wins, no losses, 2.57 ERA. This will be his 14th game, all out of the bullpen. And as I said, at the moment, he's got 3 saves. So, as I said, last chance for Rocky Mountain and a 3-2 Yolo advantage. And Steven Rivas to lead it off. It'll be Rivas, Tofflin, and Yake. So 3, 4, and 5 to face Buckner, who is 25 years old, 6'1", 190 pounds, from St. Louis. Was at State College last year in the MLB Draft League. So Rivas is 1 for 3, double and a run scored. Outfield around to the left, big hole in right center. And the pitch, and that's taken down the middle, strike 1. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike with a 3-2 Yolo advantage, top of the 9th inning. Third baseman Epp, even with the bag, not far from the line. And the 0-1 pitch. And a fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. So quickly, no balls and 2 strikes from Ty Buckner. Now, Buckner did not pitch in any of the 3 games at Oakland over the weekend. So it's been a while since he has pitched, period. The 0-2, and a swing and a miss, and a curve, strike 3. And Rivas is out. So 1 up and 1 down, 3 pitches right there, 3-2 Yolo. Top half of the 9th inning. And now here's Tofflin. That's the first strikeout for Ty Buckner. So now Buckner to face Tofflin. Of course, he's the tying run. And Buckner delivers, and that pitch is down the middle, strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike count. Well, anyway, Buckner, you know what, let me correct myself. I'm sorry. Buckner did get into 1 game at Oakland. I apologize. July 5th. So that was the Friday night game where he worked an inning and a third, allowed a hit, 1 run earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. I guess I did not look at that carefully here. Oh. Yes, so Buckner did get in that contest. So, all right, well, it hasn't been all that long, I guess, since Buckner's worked. I'm pretty sure he got into at least one of those 6 games against Oakland, whether it be here or there. Well, he comes inside here, and he hits Tofflin. Got Tofflin in his left arm, and the possible tying run to first. And we'll see if Rocky Mountain uses a pinch runner right here for Tofflin. 3-2 Yolo. Top half of the 9th inning. And it looks like there will be a pinch runner. So we will see a pinch runner for Rocky Mountain. And that will be Andrew Washington. So Andrew Washington will go in and pinch run at first base. So now it's Yake, who homered earlier. Home run here gives the lead to Rocky Mountain, and Buckner's pitch low inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Andrew Washington, interesting deal with him. He's a pitcher, but I'm sure he's got to be a pretty good athlete, and he is going to pinch run at first. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch to Yake, a foul to the backstop, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And I'm sure all the pitchers who are listening are saying, Doug, what are you saying? Pitchers aren't athletes? Well, that's not what I said. I'm just saying a good overall around athlete, not just, knowing the pitching side of things. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. So Washington at first. And the pitch, and that's fouled off left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If we should have a bottom half of the 9th inning, then I would have to think that Tofflin will return and come back to play first base. So Washington at first base is the possible tying run. A small lead being held on by Blackford. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yake's homer was in the 5th inning. As Buckner delivers, and the pitch, and that's low and in for a ball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count from Buckner, who for the most part has pitched very well at home this year. He's pitched well overall. He's only given up 1 earned run in home games this year, totaling 6 2/3 innings at this ballpark. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield around to the left. 3-2 Yolo, top of the ninth. And the pitch, and that's fouled off left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That game where Buckner appeared on July 5th at Oakland. Again, worked the final inning and a third. So obviously finished that ball game in what was an 8-4 Yolo win. He did allow, as I mentioned, 1 run in that game. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Yake. 3-2 Yolo, top of the ninth inning. Rocky Mountain leads the season series 2-1. They took 2 of 3 here, the first series of the year. And the 2-2 pitch, and that's up and away, ball 3. So 3-2 the count. We'll see if Washington goes right here to perhaps avoid a double play. Yake, who is originally from Bellingham, Washington, north of Seattle. Buckner, who grew up near St. Louis. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The kick and the payoff, and Yake swings. Ground ball, second base. Glove by Lede. Goes to Marine at second for 1. His throw to Blackford at first. Double play, and the ball game is over. So Washington did not go, and it turned out to be an easy game-ending double play. And Yolo ends up winning this one tonight by a count of 3-2. So after we saw games of well over 3 hours in Oakland over the weekend, this was a 2-hour and 11-minute game, and Yolo wins this contest 3-2. Here are the final totals. First for the Yolo High Wheelers, who up their record now to 19-21. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and Yolo leaves 3. For the Rocky Mountain Vibes, who dropped to 19-21, so same record for both clubs. 2 runs, 4 hits. There was 1 Rocky Mountain error, and the Vibes leave 3. The winning pitcher for the Yolo High Wheelers is Cameron Rapetti. So he is now 3-1 this year. Ty Buckner earns the save, his 4th, and the loss to Christian Day, the Colorado Springs starter, and he is now 2-4. 2 hours and 11 minutes, the time of this ball game here this afternoon. And again, by organization rule, we announce the crowd at 0. So the High Wheelers, after winning 2 out of 3 in the series in Oakland over the weekend, had yesterday off and came home this afternoon with Cameron Rapetti on the mound against Christian Day of the Rocky Mountain Vibes. And the Yolo High Wheelers were able to get on the board first with a run in the first with 1 out. Shortstop Braylon Marine, an infield single, which extended his on-base streak to 26 straight games. Right after that, second baseman Bobby Lede doubled to right. That moved Marine to third, and then first baseman Braden Blackford came through with an RBI ground out with the infield back. A ground ball to first. It went 3-1. The first baseman Tofflin to the pitcher Christian Day covering. So just like that, it was 1-0 Yolo. And then the High Wheelers added another run in the 4th. Lede reached on a pop-up up along first that was dropped by the pitcher and Day. And then right after that, right fielder Braden Blackford, an RBI double to right, making it 2-0 Yolo. The Vibes tightened the gap to 2-1 when Ernie Yake hit his first home run of the year. The Rocky Mountain second baseman led off against Cameron Rapetti in the 5th with a home run to right. So then it was 2-1 Yolo. High Wheelers got the run right back in the 5th inning with 2 out. The top of the Yolo order was up for the 3rd time. Center fielder Braylon Skinner doubled, and then Marine an RBI single to right. The Vibes scored a run in the 7th inning on a force play hit into by catcher Austin Chouinard. And then they had in the 8th inning the tying run as far as 3rd, but no damage then against Jack Zalaski. And then Ty Buckner in the 9th, despite hitting a batter, got Ernie Yake to hit into a game-ending 4-6-3 double play. Leday, Marine, Blackford, second short first. And that ended matters here this afternoon. And a Yolo, very snappy 2 hour and 11 minute, 3-2 win. Cameron Rapetti, a season high in innings for him. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk. He struck out 9. That matches his season high. Third time he has struck out 9. It's also matching a team high. Dawson Lane has also done that this year. He allowed a homer and a hit batter. Jack Zalaski, 1 inning. That was the 8th. A walk and a strikeout. And Ty Buckner, 1 inning, 1 strikeout and a hit by pitch. Christian Day, 6 innings for the Rocky Mountain starter. 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, no walks. He struck out 7, a season high for him in that department. And Kyle Pajasic, 2 perfect innings, the 7th and 8th, with a couple of strikeouts for the University of Toledo product. Rapetti, the Yolo winner, 3-1. Buckner, his 4th High Wheelers save, and Christian Day, the Rocky Mountain Vibe, lost 2-4. 2 hours 11 minutes this game took. Paid crowd or announced crowd of 0. We're back at it. Tomorrow is a doubleheader. Doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch is at 2 o'clock for game 1. Approximately a 5 o'clock start for game 2. 2 7-inning games tomorrow. Game 1 pitching matchup tomorrow for the Rocky Mountain Vibes is right-hander Carlos Lomelli against Yolo left-hander Dawson Lane. Game 2 for Rocky Mountain left-hander Kelsey Ward against Yolo right-hander Noah Lewis. And we look forward to having you join us. Great job by our in-house producer Michael Chappell. And, of course, everybody at Flow Sports and YouTube Live. Final score this afternoon, Yolo 3 and Rocky Mountain